Hey everybody, and welcome back to Crypto Kings. My name is Matt, and it's a pleasure to have you guys back on the channel today. And we're talking about Shiba Inu, man. Why has it crashed? Why has it gone down 21% in one day? And where do I anticipate this coin in the future? Well, of course, the biggest thing that you guys need to know is that it isn't just SHIB. The entire market, unfortunately, has been seeing a very strong downturn. If we take a look briefly at Bitcoin, of course, you guys can see it is hurtling down here, down 11% on the day at 31,487. Absolutely awful, and it's a shame because it really did lose a lot of that momentum that it was gaining. If we look at some of the 7-day, it was at 40, and it was like, okay, it's slipping a little bit. Okay, maybe it'll bounce off of 35, and it had a little bit of a support kind of battle here at 35, and then, oh my goodness, down to 34, tries to have a little resurgence, and nope, all the way down to 31. Absolutely horrific. Same thing with Ethereum, man, down to 1900, which is unbelievable. I mean, I never thought we would see these prices again. I even said that on one of my last Shiba Inu videos, that I did not think Ethereum would ever see these prices again. So the question is, what happens now with SHIB, and where do we see this going here in the future? Well, again, it was for a while here, and if you take a look at the extended graph here on TradingView, which unfortunately is always timing me out based on my refreshing here of my browser, but when we take a look here at SHIB on TradingView, you guys could see that for a while there, man, if we go and look here at the 15th here, it almost cracked 10 here at one point. And again, if we zoom out a little bit further on the graph, again, you guys can see here at a certain point on the 2nd, on the 3rd, it had cracked 10, which really was what mattered. And a couple days ago, again, we saw another surge, which looked like a very promising run to at least 9, and it just wasn't able to maintain itself. From an objective standpoint here, if you take a look at the technicals here, the relative strength index, you guys could see, I guess it perceived this being very, very overbought here when it was pushing 10, because at this point here on the 15th of June, Bitcoin wasn't doing very hot. And you guys can see that this is right about where we see a little bit of a downturn here, is right around the 15th. If you take a look here, you guys can see we have a day, okay, at 40, and then, oh my God, just slips. Terrible. And again, it really wasn't able to gain any of its footing after that. Now, our goal whenever we watch any financial asset take a dip like that is to find a spot where it could establish a support line. This is very, very simple, very basic. Again, like I said, I'm not the biggest guy into technicals or fundamentals, but the most basic way to look at any financial asset is to say, okay, perhaps this line. What about this line? Could we potentially see this being an area for it to bounce off of in the future? And there are a couple of indicators here. Okay, it hits 8.5 and it bounces back. Okay, once again, it hits 8.5. Bounces back, and then we watch it hit 8.5 again, and it slips. And this happens repeatedly. We repeatedly watch this slip and lose a lot of those gains that it made. And every time we question, we wonder about whether or not something be a new support line, even if maybe something like this. Okay, maybe this could be a new support line. Roughly around 7. Maybe 7.2. Is this a support line? And sure enough, we watch it again slip through the cracks. Now, again, the goal with cryptocurrency is to watch it maintain itself on that support line until we see some kind of a breakout. And if ideally it maintains itself long enough, if it maintained itself for an extended period of time, it's very possible you could watch it break out because it's consolidating at a certain price, meaning it's just having a little bit of a battle at a very, very close, condensed price range. And ideally, that shows strength. That shows that it's willing to bounce out of that. But the market just took a terrible turn for the worst, and that makes it to where Shiba Inu here is constantly slipping through that. So right now, we're watching it here barely struggling to hold at 6, which is just horrible, 0.000006. This is not what we wanted to see. Again, with ShibaSwap right here on the horizon, with a lot of new updates about places taking Shiba Inu, with this asset really growing as a store of value here in the near future. This is upsetting stuff. And a lot of the reason for this to happen here is because of Bitcoin, of course, being tanked here a little bit because of China. And you guys can see here, this is just from MarketWatch, what they had to say. The world's most popular cryptocurrencies took it on the chin Monday after the Chinese government continued its regulatory crackdown on Bitcoin miners and companies that provide payment services for crypto-related transactions. The People's Bank of China said in a notice Monday that virtual currency trading activities disrupt normal economic and financial orders, the risks of, yada yada, of laundering and all that, crap. So, they're just censoring their population basically from using any form of cryptocurrency whatsoever. And a regional Chinese government in Sichuan announced that it would close more than 24 suspected cryptocurrency mining operations, which is just a shame, man. Just a shame, because again, we know this. We've heard about this in a lot of countries, that Bitcoin and cryptocurrency in general have been a source of freedom for a lot of people. Have been a really good way to sort of get around problems and corruption with the national dollar in a lot of places. El Salvador, of course, has taken a massive liking to Bitcoin and cryptocurrency. So not only is this very, very sad for people in China, but this is also sad for the entire crypto market and people who are currently invested in this. Because, man, a lot of people don't like the fact this is so volatile, and it's a very, very justified concern. There are a lot of people who have placed their retirement money, have placed, a lot of savings they had around that might not be cryptocurrency experts, but simply like it as a financial asset and want something that they feel in 5 years will hit 100K, and they hope Bitcoin will hit 100K, they hope Ethereum will hit 10K, and I still believe that is the case, but it is very upsetting, and I think a lot of people are probably pretty scared watching these horrific tanks out of nowhere based on market sentiment. Now, again, stocks move in a similar way. Stocks definitely do react to good or bad news, but nothing like this, man. This is just very volatile. Even one good or bad Elon tweet could, alter Bitcoin's price by 5-10%, which, really shouldn't be happening. Now, I don't know if there is some way to disseminate the idea that cryptocurrency should not follow market sentiment as much like this, or public sentiment, because if it did, it would probably be a lot more of a stable asset. But, when I look at the future of SHIB, man, the goal is to watch it get some stability, man, to where it doesn't react like this to every single little bit of bad news. And unfortunately, while Bitcoin and Ethereum are reacting so negatively, Shiba Inu probably isn't react the same way. Now, again, I'm hopeful for this long term. Like I said, I think this is probably a good time to refill some of your bags. I may be refilling one of my bags here of Shiba Inu here at the moment, so that's something I'm thinking about right now. But it definitely is a good time to, get back on some of your alts, I believe, again, while they're down. But, man, it is just very upsetting. So I'm hoping in a week or two, if Bitcoin is able to break, past even 35 again, 36, 37 again, in some sort of uptrend, we could watch, SHIB again kind of have a nice breakout here, hopefully up to at least 7.5. 7.5 is the least we could ask for. And if you look at a really long, sort of kind of line here of a moving average, yeah, 7.5 is totally reasonable. And you guys can see it hangs out above or slightly below 7.5 for a while, really. I mean, there are a lot of instances which it hangs out around that. Again, here you guys can see around 7.2. It has the tendency to sort of hang out or around a little bit above 7 for the majority of the past couple of weeks. It's hung out around 7. So that would be a nice, sort of increase. That would be probably, a 13 or a 14% gain. So that would be wonderful to see here, hopefully, within the next week or two. So thank you guys so much for watching. Hope you guys have enjoyed. My name is Matt. I'll see you guys on the next one. Peace.